Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So we're going to start the lesson. So we'll before we go through with the new topic. So we I want to recap everything right now because you know enough time, but first term exams are coming. So we talk about the topic called um, public limited company and public corporations we have completed. So public corporations means the business organization operated by the government or say state sector. Before that, I want to some part there we talk about here in public and private limited corporation company level. I want to go through that. Mainly, I told you mainly going public and public limited companies, private limited companies, and everything we talk about. There we talk about mainly. Going public is expensive process, like you have to issue prospectus, and then we go through prospectus and everything, and they have printed a circular. These things are there, and when you go to share market, some couple of expenses are there to spend. You have to advertise it, you have to make the share applications and everything, you have to insure this and underwrite these things. So these things are there in the share market. So these are the main advantage, disadvantage. We talk about these things. Large amount of capital can be raised and economies of scale can benefit. High profile in the media, advantages are there. But however, we talk about limitations also, right? Regulatory control and everything. And we talk about mainly there are two documents are there when you want to register a company. Two documents are what are the main two documents? MOA and AOA, articles and memorandum. So this is a I have an example here. You can see the Colombo Stock Exchange. I have downloaded the articles of association from the Sampath Bank of Sri Lanka. You can see uh, Sri Lankan one of the famous good company, Sampath Bank of Sri Lanka. So here we have, I can see the share market right now. The share price going down currently. So I have downloaded the MOA and AOA. This is Sampath Bank. Again, you can see the screen right now. I'm sharing. Sampath Bank, PLC,
Yeah,
MOA. Right. So MOA and AO, you can see Memorandum and Articles of Association of Sampath Bank PLC. So here Memorandum of Association and Articles of Association, main these are two documents of registration. So that's why I want to practically show you what are the main two documents you have to submit in order to get the registration. This is the, you can see, company certificate of incorporation, Democratic Social Republic of Sri Lanka, certificate of incorporation. I told you this is a document that we are giving after you submit these two documents to the share market, to the company register. They are giving this document for you. They are saying there's a company register. You can see company's name and everything, company certificate of incorporation, like a birth certificate of a company, birth certificate of a person. So this will be you're using this anything you can because of that your company will be like a legal personal in the according to law. Company can buy assets, properties, can start any agreement you can sign on behalf of the company. This is the incorporated certificate of the Sampath Bank PLC. You can see everything there in the details. That is its certificate, proper certificate, Sampath Bank PSC, public limited company. Was actually under the my hand at Colombo, 28th, the day of April, the 2008. Right? 2008, it was registered under PLC. And get this certificate, the all certificate of PLC company, because this is a new certificate and this is all certificate. Both certificates are there, they disclose. In the all certificate of incorporation, it's coming under Companies Act 1982 in Sri Lanka. This is Companies Act 2007. 2007, number 7 of Companies Act. The new Companies Act was came, that's why. And you can see the certificate of incorporation. This is a company register. I show this document. You can see the Sri Lankan national logo and everything. So it was the documents and everything. And this is a trading certificate obtained by the commence the business as a banking company, banking corporation, investment and credit bank PLC, investment and credit bank PLC called Sampath Bank, and then company register signed list Sampath Bank. This is MOA. So I told you MOA is the document which actually represents the company prime objective, name of the company, registered office of the company, directors contact numbers, addresses, everything. It's like a biodata of the company. This is a memorandum of association. You can see MOA, name of the company is there, Sampath Bank Limited, registered office of the company, situated in the district of Colombo. Objects of the company, primary objects are there, secondary objects are there. Main purpose of the objective: provide financial and other services, expertise in the other all other facilities rendered by the Bank of Agriculture, Industry and Technology Business Enterprise. So and so they are giving all their whole objective, and after they providing credit development everything, acquire, construction, maintenance. So much of objects are there: sell, improve, manage, develop, exchange, foreign exchange, everything. Statement of objects, and the here name and address of the subscribers. These are the mainly the directors and everything. You can see the company directors. We can see Mr. Walter, Mr. Stanley, like Mr. Amarasuriya. So these are the main company directors. They sign and everything. They have to give their consent. How many shares they initially have? Director has one share, one initial. Yeah. So this company directors information. Directors consent in writing is this one. Huh? Directors consent in writing. So after that we have secretaries, company directors. You can see uh, Mr. Witness that above signatures are held and are hereby testify the numbers of shares subscribed. Signatures are and above name signed by the notary public in Sri Lanka. And then we can see uh, company establish and carry out business, how that they part everything. So director's name, addresses of the directors. You can see the some of the directors' address. Company director Mr. Nimal Javadana, Mr. Javad is basically Javadana, Cambridge Place, Colombo 7. This is that person from Colombo 7. Mr. Nimal Javadana from Park Road, Colombo 5. Hmm? Albert Radhir Singh, R.A. Dimal. So company director's address is also there. Right? Everything. MO is like everything like a contact information. And here we go. AOA, most important document. Company like a constitution. This is like a company, the main document which states the rules and regulations of the company. So MA is like introductory document. Who are the directors? Or what is their addresses? Who are the like how much shares they have? What is the objective of the company? Everything is the MOA. Name and address, everything. Here, articles of association mention the company rules and regulation, the company status, what is the office and everything, where the seal and dividends and everything, rules and regulation, how much capital they have. So you can see at the beginning they have how much? 1,500, that means how much? 1.5 billion. 1.5 billion capital was there with them. Start the company. 1.5 billion and shares were divided into 10 rupees each. 10 rupees each. So you can see then 150. This is 1,500 million. So 150 million shares they have initially. And then moreover, they have all the information, rights and everything, increase the reduction of the capital, everything. And then you can see the rules and regulations, certificates and everything, how the company directors are normally appointed, how to transfer your shares, everything is it's a legal document, guys. No, how to register the transfer of shares, transmission of shares, everything is there. And also general meetings, how can they call the meeting? You can see they should company shall hold a year annual general meeting uh, that year, and it did not more than like 15 months of the previous year, previous annual general meeting. How can they, what is the frequency of calling meetings, company meeting? Everything is there. Everything was there. How to appoint directors, how to call the meetings. Everything is there under that. Boards of members. How can they vote? And the Sampath Bank Limited, like directors of the company, how they appointed and everything. So executive members and appointment of the retirement of directors. Everything is there. How the directors are retiring, how can they appoint? So this is the rules and regulation. Alternate director at the end, they provide so and so information, company seal and everything. So now we can understand, guys, what I want to make sure. The main two documents of the AOA and MOA, it was there in the textbook also, the main two documents to register the business, right? So and then finally, I have a small part to explain here in your textbook, page number 31. The features of multinational company. So multinational lesson is the one that we have to start. Next lesson is our multinational company. So before we start the company, normally organizations has to, mainly multinational company has to huge assets and there. They have huge asset and also highly qualified, experienced professional executive managers are there, and also a powerful advertising and marketing capabilities there, highly advanced and up-to-date technologies there, and highly influential both economical and political is there. So mainly these are the main advantages of the, like, mainly features of the multinational company. You can see organization when mainly as a multinational company, when you start you have this capacity. You can see like a famous companies like Microsoft, Coca-Cola, and everything. So they have huge capacity in the organization. You can see mainly uh, yeah, is there. These are the main features of a multinational company. Okay, okay. Let's go to the next part. We talk about after that the mainly you can see MCQ question. We'll try on the MCQ question. Okay, first question. I'm asking from Ranusha. Okay, Ranusha, what is the main company? What is the main document which issued the limited company giving the permission to trade? Hmm?
Sir,
Right?
I'm not sure, sir.
Now, Sampath and PSUs, I show you the main document to give the permission to trade is articles of, sorry, certificate of incorporation. I told you that's the document which gives the permission to trade, right? Okay, that's the document because without having the certificate, you can't do anything. Certificate of incorporation, right? Okay. Now, second question I'm asking from Saranya, which item of information would be contained in the MOA, Memorandum of Association?
B.
Memorandum Association, name of the company, correct. Well done. Okay. Third question I'm asking from Kiara. Selling shares to public for the first time to raise capital for the company is called
Sir, is it A?
A, flotation, correct. Well done. So that's the first time when you're selling shares, we call A, flotation, or we call initial public offer also. That's the answer. Okay. Okay. Fourth question I'm asking from TJ. TJ, tell me which of the following is a disadvantage of private limited company? Drawback of private limited company.
It can take time to transfer shares to a new owner.
That's the answer. Well done. Very good. Huh? So we talk about these things also. Now, that's it. So mainly today I want to just recap these things again before we go start the next part. And we talk about last week entirely about the private public corporations. We talk about the features of public corporations. Okay, public corporations. We talk about mainly the 7 features of public corporation. We talk about mainly it's owned by the state, state-owned business, and it's created by law. Is incorporation is there, that is the incorporated status, and state-funded, and provide public services and public accountability. These are the main features of the public corporation. And after that, we talk about the mainly the main privatization concept we talk about. What is the reasons the public ownership is, why is important? And then we talk about is avoid the wasteful duplication, maintaining control strategic industry like defense and the airport and the harbor. This kind of strategic industries to maintain, we need the public sector, and also to save jobs. We need public sector because always when the private sector comes, they want to reduce, they want to be more efficient. Therefore, they decided to normally uh, public sector enterprises are normally we need sometimes to save jobs and also fill the gaps left by the private sector. This is there. Sometimes filling the gaps of the private sector, we need uh, private sector. Sometimes private sector always not giving everything. Sometimes they have some kind of shortfalls. As an organization, public sector organized, private sector always not giving. Sometimes some 100% facilities they are not providing. For example, some areas I told you, sometimes the transport sector not working. Sometimes supermarkets are not there in those areas, but people are there. So that's why government is important in order to provide these organizations or these social needs must be fulfilled by the government. Sometimes that's why private sector sometimes reluctant to invest in some parts of the country because they know they can't make huge profit margin by operating in those areas because sometimes the poverty of that industry. Sometimes there are people, but the people doesn't have enough income. So as a result of that, private sector individuals they always want to give their service to only the rich people in the society. Like mainly they concentrate their business into uh, the areas like Colombo and everything. So that's therefore uh, the organizations always. That's why government is there to provide these services to island wide, whether it is profitable or not. They have to provide this essential service to the society. And also, finally, serve unprofitable regions. That's another main important feature of the government. Serve unprofitable regions, sections of the government. That sometimes rural area to develop those areas, provide infrastructure to those people. They also need roads. They also need hospital. They also need infrastructure like electricity and everything. So these kind of things are important for an organization to always focus on. That's why government is important. However, there's a negative side of the government as well. Costly to the government. Government always try to reduce the cost, but it cannot be done because it's very expensive to provide these things. Sometimes free, sometimes welfare economic like Sri Lanka. They have to spend a lot of money in order to provide these services. It's not easy. Another thing, inefficiency. A lot of government people they are inefficient because they are not that much the controlling measures and management and everything not that much harsh, rigid like private sector. Private sector they call them and they always they supervise them very thoroughly. But public sector they don't have that kind of like a rigid very control. Therefore, the people become more inefficient. Therefore, they wanted to actually just have a relaxed job they are doing in private public sector. That freedom is there because their work and everything not follow up. There is no supervisor in the behind always there. Like in the private sector, there is not like a tough conditions are not there in public sector. Therefore, it's very relaxed jobs because payments also very comparatively private sector is low. So it's cost to the government and in inefficiency can be seen as the main drawbacks we can see in the government side. And also we talk about mainly the political interference. Hmm? Uh, the political interference also very high because always the government organizations are mainly highly controlled by the government bodies like a president to the member of parliament. Everyone they have the power. That is really important for the organization. That's why political influence to abolish. Political influence is there when the inefficiency is there. Because they always want to put some kind of like meritocracy and organization they want to put there sometimes the members of them in the family members they have to put into the organizations. They want to always influence some kind of a managerial decisions will be taken in favor of them. Right? Sometimes some government project they are taking the example if you have some rally or something political campaign they are using the company organization resources. Right? Company can see organization sometimes they're using the employees they call them okay come and help me in my campaign. They're not working in the office but they are working with the political party. These things are there. So when the people go to take the service from them, they are not available. Sometimes they using the transportation, like mainly these things are there, right? So guys, give me 1 second. My HOD calling right now. Give me 1 second, right? Hi guys, I'm back. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. So that's the main thing, guys. Political interference is very high and difficult to control because of these things. The organizations actually have some kind of a problem, difficult to control and everything. As a result, always the government services are become inefficient because of these small weaknesses. I think if you take the example of the countries like Singapore, they don't have these issues because they actually override all these weaknesses. They are always the selection. They don't have any. They're always giving the best person they appoint in those cases. They don't have meritocracy. Meritocracy means appointing the family members like that. Ne? No meritocracy, and there is no what do you call. They have a huge, like a honesty, no corruption at all. But government in our Asian countries, mainly the corruption level is very high, right? That's the main thing, the difficulty of controlling and everything. So organizations are really, they're suffering a lot because of these small weaknesses. If you can override these government problems like these inefficiencies and political interference and everything, I think Sri Lanka can be a developed country soon. But the problem is actually it's not happening. It's not always happening. It's difficult. But the thing is we need a very good visionary leader like Lee Kuan Yew in Singapore, like Mao Zedong, like then the people like who build the great countries like China and Singapore. We need a great leaders, visionary leaders to do that thing. Okay. And finally, we talk about last week about this privatization concept, guys. Privatization is a selling private government assets, public assets to the private sector. This came as a result of the liberalization of the trade because IMF, the World Bank, and the Monetary Fund they decided to not to actually they told government you don't need to influence this private sector. Let them do their business. Let them do their business organization in normal way. You don't need to influence their business organization. So government has to liberalize. Government has to step back. They have to give their business to private sector, transferring the resources because it's loss making. The bankers of the like a World Bank and everyone they always suggesting the governments do not do business with the private sector. Do not make a competition. You gave all the facilities and everything. Just become administrator, regulator, like a watchdog. Be there in the behind, but let the private sector to operate. So as a result, what happened? They make some Sri Lanka also happened back in 2008 and everything, 2002. There's a problem like some part of the government like a regain in Sri Lanka, Enterprise Sri Lanka. It was successfully it was done by previous government in Sri Lanka. But the problem is there are some drawbacks also there because some strategic important sections of the Sri Lanka they have given to the private town. Hmm? Right now, for example, Sri Lanka like a harbor and everything. Right now, we're talking about mainly the ports and everything. Really important strategic businesses in Sri Lanka. But now what happened? Now Hambantota harbor is belong to China. Right? But now Colombo harbor that also now part belongs to India. And Trinco harbor also they're now going to give it to India. Like that. So these things are strategic locations of a country. We can make like most important thing harbor for foreign trade, import, export. This thing I think at least these points should be there in the government. They should restrain this thing with the government because it's a strategic location. The Sri Lankan Airlines, we have an airline before Sri Lanka, I call Air Lanka, but it was privatized. We sold like a 49% of the stake to Emirates, Dubai based airline. After that only we renamed as Sri Lankan Airline. We had a company called Mihin Lanka Airlines. But what happened? Loss making. Right? These things are there in Sri Lanka situation. Worldwide also same. So much of the government privatization was there take place. These are the number of forms privatization take place. I think last lesson we have talked about these things. Sale of public corporation, like for money, they are selling this item for private individuals. Deregulation is another form. You deregulate with the you actually restriction and prevent the private sector companies and everything. The deregulation happen, the communication and everything. You so much of restrictions you remove. Anyone can easily come and start the business like that. For example, right now we have regulations are there. For example, to start a school, private school, you have to take the permission from the Minister of Education. Right? To start a pharmacy, you have to take the license from the Minister of Health. Right? Like that. So you have to start some organization, there are always rules and regulations are there. But government, what happen? I think, for example, if you want to start a television channel, radio channel, you should take the permission from the government. TRC, telecommunication regulation, TRC. So you have to pay money and regulation is there. But deregulation in the sense, no regulation at all. Anyone can start. Anyone can start a radio channel. Anyone can start, a TV channel. So because why this frequency, air space is free. Now what happened? Now everything, because if you go, for example, for the beginning, this is when they developed this Marconi and the Tesla and everything. When they developed this electrical technology, special telephone and everything, he wanted to give it first initially free. Should be given free good. The telecom technology should be it's a very low cost production. But now what happened? They make it commercialized by our frequency, this data, this what do you call AI, everything. But it's everything they make it like a saleable units, and they're selling it for us. But initially, Tesla and all that people, they wanted to sell it freely. They want to actually make this like a common good. Like we don't need to pay money for our air when we are breathing. We don't need to pay money for the sunlight. But what happens if they have to pay money for the breathing air and sunlight like that? So now we don't need deregulations like that. No regulation, no control. Give the free of charge everything. So that is happening right now for some industries. Government do anything because they let everyone to do start business. But regulation sometimes some industries are important. Like example, cutting down trees, damaging environment things. So it's important. Regulation is really important for that. Some particular important things are there, especially like television channels, radio channels. Regulation is important. Otherwise, they don't know what kind of television channels are there, what kind of radio channels, what are the things they are doing, what are the programs they are doing. And contracting now, this is another third method of privatizing. Contracting now, you can do outsourcing. Right, government orders, you can see government, the things that the government people do, you can give it to the private sector like Abans, environmental cleaning, all the Colombo area, Colombo Municipal Council, the garbage collection done by private company called Abans. Okay, contracting now. Security done by some of their firms. Security firms are there, private security firms, private garbage collection firms, private, you can see marketing advertising firms are there. And sale of the land and property, just selling 100% ownership, transferring the land and properties. That's another method of privatizing. So we talk about the main reason to privatizing and everything. We talk about under that, to generate income, we need to privatize. To reduce inefficiency in the public sector, we talk about that will be a solution, because always they criticize the government, private agencies are always is very highly inefficient. Then in order to increase the efficiency, we have to privatize. There's a solution because this is done given by World Bank of the International Arms. And another reason for privatizing is we talk about as a result of a deregulation, we have to privatize. So you remove the barriers, mean why we remove the barriers? To support others to come. And to reduce the political interference, we have to privatize. When there is an organization ownership in the private sector, any politician, they can't influence. Their letters, their recommendations are nothing. But if you are a public ownership, public sector worker, imagine you are working in the, imagine let's say police station. Sometimes minister calling, okay, why you arrest my person, release him. This kind of influences can become. But private sector business, no influence like that. So even the minister or prime minister or nothing, that person, his powers are no problem, because why? His business belongs to you. That politicians can't influence your business. That's the thing. So we talk about those things in the last week. So we talk about this airport privatization case study in France. What happened? Yeah, and we talk about those features, reasons, privatization methods, and why we need to privatize and everything. Okay, we'll go to the MCQ part of this thing. Question number 1, MCQ I'm asking from Kiara. An industry when efficiency is most improved, if there is just one operator in which of the following? What do you call? Industry where efficiency is improved with only one operator, what do you call?
Wait, sir, is it A? I'm not sure.
Yeah, industry even efficiency is improved if there is just one operator in each of the following. So we call this situation a natural monopoly like situation, not a segmented industry. Industry where efficiency is improved with the just one operator, we call natural monopoly. Like sometimes natural monopoly. Imagine like an industry you have the ownership of only like a owner of that region. Naturally, for example, let's say Middle East countries, they have a natural monopoly of oil. They have reserves. Second question, which of the following feature of the public corporation? I'm asking it from Saran. Hmm? Saran answer is okay. Amar then say Amar. What is
So
it?
it's B, funded by the government.
Funded by the government. Funded by the government. Yeah. Okay. Third question. Transfer of the public sector resources to private sector is called Ranusha. What do you call? Transferring. Privatization. Yeah. Okay. Last question for TJ. Which of the following is a reason against the public ownership of business?
Is it D?
Public corporations cannot employ overseas employees. No, that's not
Oh,
a reason for against the public ownership. It's Tamsa, they have a always there's a doubt that criticism is the organization too large and difficult to control. These things are there. So therefore, this is known as a well because sometimes organizations are too large and difficult to control. That's right. But we have like a largest organization are mainly triforces, Army, Navy, Air Force. That's why you can see this kind of like a situation. They are the one have a lot of resources. You can see the people. What is the organization in Sri Lanka? We have 4,000 metros and 4,000 and like the people. 4,000 people and this organization, there is only organization with the well disciplined employees, well disciplined. Yeah. They don't have a time schedule like they have to work like 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock, nothing like that. 24 hours working. That's why, whatever the thing, even though it is a problem of the tsunami or the problem of flooding or whatever, when the COVID 19, whatever thing, that's why organizations like a Triforce are really important, Army, Navy, Air Force, STF, and everything to give the support because these disciplined workers are there and more resources are there. Highly, they can manage this situation. Hmm? That's why all other government organizations, their bodies, they can't control this because they are working for only for a short period. The workers are not that much disciplined. They are working only for like a specific hours. After finishing, after 5 o'clock, no one working. They are going home. But Army, Navy, Air Force, not like that. 24 hours working. So that's why public ownership important, guys. So this is you can't say everything we can't give it to private sector. So private sector always they are working for example for us also. Uh, we are working for a couple of hours. Our office hours only are working. Ne? That's why we have only our contract agreement is there. Out of the agreement we can't work. So government is not like that. Government's public ownership they are working for the welfare and the benefit of the people. Okay, right. Now we can let's go to the other lesson. I think we can start the next part, the chapter 6, it's a small part. Uh, Today, my other new lesson we can start today, the appropriateness of the uh, different forms of ownership. Right. Before we moving on to the other, because our big topic is they are called multinational company. Because today I introduced the small, I want to do some kind of recap before we move into this thing. So appropriate or different ownership. I told you just now the public ownership or private ownership. The appropriateness is really important. We have to select about what is the situation, what is the requirement we need, what kind of urgency is there. Right? Appropriateness is really, really important to find out what's the different forms of ownership. Sometimes some areas are there, private sector is not good, public sector is ideal, like national defense and everything. Some areas are there, sole traders are the best good. For example, like a large multinational company, no need for that area. If in small village, sole traders is enough. Okay? Large supermarket is not enough, not good for that, not appropriate. So like that, we are thinking like a practicality of the situations. Now you have a very good knowledge about the all forms of business organization. Now you will see, understand the factors that affect the appropriation of different forms of ownership. Right? If you want to keep the ownership with your family, it's better to be a what? Sole trader or partnership or private limited company. If you go to share market, look at this is Colombo Stock Exchange today. Anyone can buy shares. Anyone can buy share. You can share market currently. The Colombo Stock Exchange like a going down. I can see 93 points down. Why? Why this happened? You can see the drop in 1 day drop situation of Sri Lanka Stock Exchange. So you go to 1 week. Can you see? Going down. It's happened from the last 20th of October. Again going down. 1 month. Can you see 1 month situation of the graph? Go up and again going down. 1 month. 1 year. Last May was the baddest situation. I think now going back again to that level. Okay, this is situation right now, guys. So share market was everything, going badly because of this country lockdown. Today, the PETA market and everything, closed. Sri Lankan main the market which actually responsible for all the economic activities, it closed. You can see like a largest companies in Sri Lanka, John Keys, JKH. See the prices. 129. Oh my God, gone down by 2.5 rupees. That's the situation. That's why share market that much bad. So it's actually, you can see share volume right now. It's traded 12 lakh shares are traded. A lot of people they are holding shares, but you can see a lot of shares are traded at very low prices. People are collecting these. So if you go back to this, what is the appropriate of different forms of organization? You can see main organization they have. For example, if you are a small organization or a running organization, is whatever the organization you're running, there's objectives are there. We told you there are two main objectives: profit and non-profit. Financial objective, non-financial objectives. Right? We talk about these situations, the case studies. First situation, you can see this case study, the Wu Yang. Wu Yang is a small business supervising a tour parties and around the Lamang to the Hong Kong island. She acted as a tour guide. She's only a travel guide. I think nowadays I don't know if she will be not having any jobs to do, but because no tourism. So in Hong Kong, she works as individually. She owns a tour bus, and then she meets tour groups and everything in the ferry port, and she operates a sole trader business and make a profit around 420,000 Hong Kong dollars. She's happy with the current business situation because self-satisfaction is there. What you have to do if you want to make a tourism, take a bus, take a driver, and you can be a guide. You can people, you can call them to your country. You can organize tour operators, different things. You can have the contacts with the hotels and everything. You can do it nicely. The second situation, you can see Shangri-La Hotel. Sri Lanka, we have two Shangri-Las, one in Colombo, one in Hambantota. So Shangri-La Resorts and Spa. It was a Hong Kong-based luxury hotel group. First hotel opened in 1971. Shangri-La now operates over 98 hotels across the Europe, Asia, China, and North America and Australia. So also offers a range of hotel management related services also. Some of its brand names include Shangri-La, Hotel Jen, Traders, and Kerry Hotels. Since the company was established, it has grown significantly. You can see now the company growth and everything. Shangri-La Hotel Resorts and Spa Mauritius rebranded the 4 properties into Hotel Jen. You can see now situation, now revenue and everything of the group has increasing tremendously. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is the revenue generation. Why? They expand in the business, overseas countries. Sri Lanka only they expand, only 2 hotels, newly built hotels are there. With the expectation they are thinking the tourists will arrive there. But entire business, I think, this year revenue, if we talk about 2020, the revenue will be how much? Will be very low. in this current year because there are tourism, everything was dropped. Market was impacted by this the Wuhan flu, right? The COVID-19. So these things are there. And okay, these are questions they're asking. Yang is happy operating as a sole trader. Suggest two reasons why she might be happy. And why could Chandrila not realistically operate as a sole trader? Because it's a big business, 98 hotels, more than that. So can one man handle everything? No, can't. You have to. That's why I set up the organization as a company. What evidence is there to suggest that Chandrila is a growing company? Application, evidence, user comprehension from the case study. Why might business in general be forced to change their legal status as they grow? Start with the sole trader, then start the company, then become a public company, then become a multinational. That's why step by step there's a ladder. You have to follow that path. Initially, you can't be a multinational company. Start with a small level, then develop it like step by step, step by step. Okay, let's go to the answers of this. Chandrila, this is chapter number 6. Okay, study number 1. Right? Here we go. The answers. Okay, this is the first question. Suggest two reasons why she might be happy. Because she likes the independence of operating as a sole trader. Okay, she likes the independence of operating as a sole trader. And also, she has no real desire to expand. And therefore, does not need to raise any more capital. These things are there. She likes the independence of operating as a sole trader. This is there. And she has no real desire to expand as does not need to raise any more capital. Independence and control, that's the most important thing. The entrepreneur starting with that idea. Motivator is independence. Be your own boss. That's the first thing. And so far I told you there are 4 roles played by entrepreneur. DO, decision making, innovating, organizing, risk taking. So these qualities must be their roles, but mainly they motivate because they want to make independent. She want to work. That's why. Okay. Second one. Why could Chandrila not realistically operate as a sole trader? Because you can see Chandrila is a large multinational company. It is a global hotel company with hotels in North America, Europe, and the Middle East, Asia, and Australia. Okay, Chandrila could not operate as a sole trader. The company has grown steadily since it was established in 1971. No doubt, there has need to be some more capital to fund this growth, and there is no way a sole trader could provide funding of such a scale. Right? One man can't operate like that. That's why you have to get the money, get the help from the share market also. Yeah, see, like a 1.5 billion for Sampath Bank. If you talk about the other Melstocop, 75 billion. You talk about John Keel's market capitalization, billions of money. So that's why you can't. If you want to make like a big business, like a large conglomerate, you have to take the help of a lot of people. That's why Chandrila business is better to be a public listed company because of the huge capital amount they need. Okay, and final question you can see. What are the evidence to suggest that Chandrila is a growing company? Yeah, you can see the company opened 2015. They opened 9 new hotels and also launched the modernized Chandrila hotels and everything in Mauritius. Rebrand their 4 properties and so on. They are giving all that information countries. So I think you can understand. So application is important in your answers, right? And final question for the day, you can see why might business in general be forced to change their legal status as they grow, right? The main reason why business need to change is the legal status as they grow is to attract funding. What else? Attract funding. You want to be a big person, why? You attract more funding. The business will find it very difficult to grow as a sole trader on partnership as they consider too risky for many investors and then struggle to raise funds. If you're applying as a sole trader, no one will help you. If you apply as a private company, only people helping you. Right? That's why you need to normally large companies are established because to raise more funds. This is always backed by the financial objective, guys. Keep in mind with that. Okay, with that I'm winding up my today's lesson. So mainly today I actually wrap up my all that summarize and recap my all the lessons again. I talk about the public company, private company, multinational company, and we introduce this lesson. Okay, then see you on tomorrow, and then we can continue this lesson this week, and then we start. We have enough time to do the revision and everything. Okay, so revise it again. So in this uh, lesson will be available in Google Class again. So then again, we'll meet on next time. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you,
Bye.
sir. Bye, sir.
Bye, sir. Thank you.